What's up, buddies? There are so many videos on social media how to deal if you are gaslighted, if you are manipulated, any kind of situations. But there's one thing that I realized that there isn't much videos about. How do you know that you're getting gaslighted? How do you know that you are in a manipulated situationship? It could be friendship, relationship, whatever it is. How do you know that you're in there? I mean, once you realize that you are manipulated, yes, there are so many videos. And actually, at the end of this video, I'm gonna pin a video by Spidey, which is a really awesome video. I really recommend watching it on what to do and how to deal with gaslighters and manipulators. But how do you know that you're getting manipulated? Welcome to today's video. There's a couple of steps to this. Number one, this is, I think, by far the most important lesson. If you are in a relationship or in a friendship with anyone you know, and whenever you finish talking to that person, you walk away and you feel heavy, you feel sad, sometimes guilty or down, then take a moment to think about that relationship. Because in a good and healthy friendship, you should walk away feeling uplifted. I'm not talking about if you had a full stressful day. Obviously it depends in your own day, but after that conversation, if you walk away feeling down, feeling like I'm not good enough, or like sad, or even guilty, which is bad, maybe we'll get to that. I mean, I'm not gonna say run, but take a second and think, is this a good relationship? Am I getting gaslighted, manipulated, whatever the case is? Number two, okay? If you're in a conversation with a person and that person says, I'm not trying to manipulate you, open your eyes. Because if somebody is not trying to manipulate you, usually that thought doesn't even process their head because they know they're not trying to manipulate you. If they have to say, I'm not trying to manipulate you, why are they thinking that way? Why are they thinking that they have to state it and make sure that you know that they're not trying to manipulate you? Okay, so if you feel uncomfortable in a conversation, open your eyes and be like, what is happening here? Why am I feeling this way? Now, you should follow more steps and realize, like in details for you, what's going on and why are you feeling the way you're feeling. And then you can make a decision if you're getting manipulated, gaslighted. If you're feeling sad every time or down or guilty every time you end up talking to the person. Second of all, if you're in a conversation with a person and he's trying to say, I'm not trying to manipulate you or influence you in any kind of way, don't take a step back. And yes, you're going to be thinking, hey, who is Davi to share these tips before we get to the next couple? My name is Davi and I'm a full-time magician. So I do use psychology and manipulation for entertainment purposes, meaning, yes, I'll try to influence you. You should choose this card and you should not change your mind. But I'm not going to try to influence you. You should be my friend. Or you should know that because you didn't do X, Y, and Z, I am bad. Or I feel like I can't handle it. Another important point is that a lot of times people that are manipulators and gaslighters, they're going to try to make it sound like you're in their world of reality. For an example, I mean, they're actually going to do it. They have their version of reality, right? Which is X, Y, and Z. They're going to get you in that world. So when you're in that world, whatever they say becomes a fact, and whatever they say becomes the scenario, becomes the fact, like basically the fact. For an example, they're going to tell you, no, I'm really a person you can trust, and a lot of people trust me. Take a step back. Does everybody trust that person? Because when you're in that world, you don't have any different source of income. When I mean income, I mean words and information. Only from the manipulator. So if the manipulator tells you, hey, you could trust me because I said so, you're going to trust them without realizing why. But if you take a step back, you're like, 1 second, does anybody else in the world trust that person? And you're like, no, nobody trusts that person. Okay, so are they manipulating? Are they influencing me? Now, a lot of times, manipulators don't know. They never went to school to be a manipulator. They just are born and raised through their trauma and whatever helped them shape in their life. We can make a video about that if you guys want. And they basically survived their whole life using manipulation and making people feel guilty. And actually on stage, wow, this is totally off topic, but on stage, okay, as a magician, as a performer, there are certain tricks where you could manipulate the spectator to choose a certain thing. The only person in the entire crowd who's gonna feel like, that trick was a little bit, is the spectator, because he's gonna feel manipulated. He might not know that he's feeling manipulated, he's just gonna feel like, I don't know, this trick was a little bit shady. Now everyone in the crowd is gonna be like, oh my god, that's a crazy trick, how did the magician do it? But that person is gonna feel like, why? That's because if you are, I guess a victim feels like a very hard word, but if you're someone that's getting manipulated or influenced or gaslighted or whatever it is, now these things could be used in a good way. You could, like, for an example, I use it for entertainment. I don't try to influence people in a bad way, I don't try to manipulate people in a bad way. All I try to do is for them choose a card, and it should be this card, and whenever I do it, I usually try to do it in a way where they go away feeling uplifted, they go away feeling amazed. They don't go away feeling, I don't know, that trick was like kind of shady. Because I don't want people to feel bad, right? So back to the point where if you're in a manipulated situationship, any kind of person, it could be a teacher, whatever. It's actually, this is a thing that a lot of like teachers use, but I mean friends or whatever can also use it. They'll have authority over you for any stupid reason, and logically they might not even have authority. For an example, everyone that's out of this friendship or situationship, right, is going to understand that you actually have authority over them. But let's say they are your boss or they're your teacher, so technically they have authority over you. But because they have authority over you does not mean that they could tell you your talents are X, Y, and Z, and you are blah blah blah. Okay? Now, oftentimes manipulators are gonna let's say ahead of my life, I do magic, right? So that manipulator was like, oh my god, magic is so cool, and he'll like make so much research about cards and then come tell it to me and be like, and in reality, that person is not even a magician. He does, like, maybe he likes magic. I think most people do, but it doesn't mean that he actually has so much info about magic, but they'll make research and they'll basically get into your world to bring you into their world. So whatever they say is manipulative. And here's another thing, they'll make you feel super comfortable around them, okay? Now, feeling super comfortable around somebody and positive and happy is usually good. But if you feel super comfortable and a little bit confused, just a little bit, or guilty, or you feel like, I have to be comfortable because they're comfortable, like you're carrying something, then you gotta stop and think, are you actually comfortable, right? Are you comfortable, or are you just comfortable because that person is trying to make you comfortable? Is that person telling you, oh my god, your strengths, whatever, are X, Y, and Z because they want A, B, C from you? Another thing, this manipulator, like in his past experience with other people's interactions, did he become friends with people and then just drop them? This is a thing that often manipulators would do, and if you encounter such a person, just be aware. Like whatever you decide to do is you. It's you and your life. And it sucks because whenever people are manipulated, usually they think that I could trust myself and whatever. But it's not the case. I mean, every single person can be influenced, and everyone says that. Like, even somebody that knows all the tricks and all the books, knows hypnosis, knows everything, could be influenced. Because we're humans, okay? So, I forgot my train of thought. So, if you're in a situationship where that person is making you feel stupid, sad, or whatever, run. Meaning, when I say run, I mean open your eyes and be like, 1 second. Have they dropped the last 10 people they were friends with over the last couple of months, years, days, weeks, whatever? Why am I not next? Right? And often manipulators will do that. They'll become your friend, like really close, and get whatever they want from you, and then just drop you and be like, you're out of my life, and they'll just ghost you or whatever, the way how they do it. And then you get hurt because you actually got so much love and validation and affection from them. But in reality, just be aware that love and validation and affection is not real. Here are just a couple of tips. I hope it helps you out on life. The video, I'm gonna link it right here somewhere on the screen. Make sure you go watch it. This is once you actually are aware that you're in a situationship, you could go watch it. And I'm not saying that every person that comes across in your life is a manipulator. No. But be aware. Okay, you don't always have to be on alert, but if there's something that smells like manipulation, it might be. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to be a buddy.